Now back to Networking Squared right here on News Talk 1400 WDTK.
All right, welcome back. Hey, we are back, and that was the shortest Christmas season ever. It went for one break, and we're back to rock and roll. As I sit here and I watch Facebook, and if you want to post or you want to put something on our post, go ahead and post in. I'll take a look at it and make comments on it. LBN, Local Business Network, somebody reminded me, hosted 1,000 events in 2010. So 1,000 networking opportunities, and most were free for local business members. And how many did you attend? Do you have enough business? And we're not talking about anything hard. You want to go out and knock on doors, or do you want to leave your message on a phone answering machine somewhere? Or do you want to get in front of real people, make real contacts, and learn how to really network and to increase your business? Is that what you want to do? So thanks for posting that on the Facebook site, and continue to do that. Once again, 800-923-9385. We want your input, and we are here to learn. We're also here to teach. And speaking of teaching, Al, we ended up talking about
Toastmasters.
And we are both involved in Toastmasters. And no, it is not a breakfast organization to show you how to make the perfect piece of toast. It is actually to help you learn how to communicate. And I have heard people talk about Toastmasters, and they're going, oh, it's way too intimidating, and it's a bunch of show-offs that like to go speak. And I have to tell you, it's not true.
Well, it was funny. This morning, I was looking at the Macomb Daily, and one of our really good friends, Dave Barents, actually was on. They did an article about Toastmasters in the Macomb Daily, and Dave was in there. And Dave was somebody that you and I had both suggested that he get involved in Toastmasters because he spoke way too fast. And it was just almost manic the way he would speak. And if you talk to him now, you cannot believe how different and how much more professional he sounds. And so it's something that we fully endorse Toastmasters. I think it's been something that Jerry and I have both learned a lot from. And in all honesty, I don't know that I could have done this radio show had I not been a part of Toastmasters.
So there are tons and tons of chapters in the Detroit area. Check out your local Toastmasters, or get in with us. You can come check out where we're at. And we like to do it. And we're not beating you up, Dave, if you're out there listening. But there has been just a marked improvement on his communicative skills.
He's done a great job. And the great thing about Toastmasters, it is a nonprofit. It's $37 for 6 months. It's $37 for 6 months. And they have competitions. I actually entered a humorous competition a few months ago. Unfortunately, my subject was a little off color, so I didn't make it past the first round. But I had everybody laughing, which was really my goal in there.
So, well, that's so Toastmasters is another thing. So we are involved in a lot of ways to network. And Al and I like to teach this. We would like to come out to your company. We would like to talk to your sales staff. We would like to teach them everything that we're talking about on the show. Let us show you what we know and what we can do with your sales staff. Al, so are you walking around and seeing the sales staff people like putting stamps on postcards to try to make those new contacts, or what?
Yeah, I always like that. I like hearing, we're talking about people, what their business plans are, and I'm looking at how much they're spending in postage and on the Yellow Page ads, and I'm asking, how's that working out there for you?
So what's your total yearly outtake or output that you have to spend to be on Facebook?
That would be zero, Jerry.
Oh, okay. And so I suppose that LinkedIn would be twice that much.
It's actually the exact same price. It's zero.
So there are your contacts, and we're talking about zero. Okay. Right. I mean, that's an amazing. We've got Sal calling in from Clinton Township. I'd like to take his call. Good morning, Sal. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for taking my phone call first, and I just wanted to let everybody know what LVN has done for me. I had some health issues about a year ago, and I, ended up going to my company that I'm working for now, ADT, and somebody presented LBN to me, and I'm going, man, I've been to those network places before. They're so rigid and so, it's almost Gestapo-like the way they run them. And I says, I'll check it out, what I got to lose, because it was for free. And I went in and visited, and I was really impressed with the people there. And I joined in July, and since July, it has almost tripled the sales that I had based on the sales that I got out of LBN are tripled based on what ADT wants me to do as far as phone calls and knocking on doors and all that. So it definitely works.
So has it been something
now I'm going to be looking into, Facebook and LinkedIn both to expand my horizons, because I definitely don't like knocking on doors when it's like next week going to be 15 degrees for a high.
Right. And Sal, and let me ask you, has it been a situation where you've been able to do less of that, the door knocking and calls, or is it still something you have to do?
Well, it's something that they're mandating, but my boss has kind of backed off the door knocking and the phone calls as long as I'm producing. But, I still get a phone call from them every day. Everybody needs to make their phone calls. Everybody needs to, have their 20 touches a day. And, it's great because I have 20 touches just in my chapter alone.
Right. And it was something where I went to when I first got into all this, I went to my owners and I said, if I can be in front of 250 people a week, is it okay if I don't make any outbound calls? And they said it was impossible. Well, with LBN, it gave me that ability that there were enough chapters to visit that I was able to do it without. So I'm really happy that it's working. Sal, I see you a lot out there, and I think you're a great representative for ADT, and they're very lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you very much, Al. I just wanted to put in my 2 cents worth. I got to go back to work now. Talk to you later.
Thanks, buddy.
Good.
Bye.
Thanks for calling in. You know what? Yeah, we here in Michigan are working every day of the week. Fortunately for my co-host, Mr. Al Crawford, and I am Jerry O. We never have to work because we're just doing Local Business Network. We're doing the TV or the radio show. We're going to be talking to somebody about TV here next week, and it's just never worked because we love working with people and helping teach.
How is it that we're never working like 50 hours a week? I'm not understanding that part of it, though, Jerry.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just we're always busy, we're always on the road, but we love what we're doing, and it's just never an issue. So, and we appreciate people calling in 800-923-9385 if you have something to share. Now, there's somebody that talked about his business growing exponentially 6 months in.
Right. And I think that each business has a different saturation point. And I think for a lot of it has to do with how much exposure that you're getting. And that's really what we're talking about. When we talk about networking and using the different tools, if you take somebody who is new into any kind of an industry, the first thing they're going to do is deal with the people that they know. Well, what these social media things are allowing you to do is to expand that much faster, where you can start educating the people that you know and the people that they know and so on. By getting involved with a networking organization, now what you're doing is bringing a group of people together that have your best interests at heart, and now you're able to take it and blow that out to their connections as well. So it's something that for any new salesperson, if you think you can do it without networking and without using these social networking tools, you are sorely mistaken.
Well, one of the things that we had talked about in the past, Al, and you had worked for a company, and I'd actually talked to another person that did the same thing, and they had to get to businesses in the office buildings. And with security the way it is today, you were just not allowed to wander around office buildings and knock on doors. 20 years ago, that was expected, and you just did that kind of stuff. Today, if your boss is expecting the sales staff to run around in Southfield, get into the office buildings and knock on doors, you're probably going to end up in handcuffs.
Right. It is illegal now. In Southfield, it's illegal to solicit.
No kidding. I did not know that. See, so it's like, okay, how am I going to make those contacts? Okay, knock on doors, wait out in the parking lot for them to come outside, or use your brain and get involved in a networking group, get involved in your local Chamber of Commerce, Facebook, LinkedIn. Something else? What else?
Well, I think that you can take that same thing, and this is what I did was I'm looking at, ABC Company in Southfield, and now I know I cannot go there, but I would like to meet somebody there. So I go onto LinkedIn. I search by company. I locate the person who is the HR person, whoever it is that I'm looking to speak to. I link with that person, and now I can create a dialogue with that person without being face to face with them first. I can give them a reason for wanting to meet with me, wanting to talk to me. And it's a tool that I use all the time. And it's something that it's really, really a much easier, much more efficient way than trying to beat on doors and trying to climb the ladder.
Well, as you're beating on doors, you're meeting with the gatekeeper, if you can get that far, and they're going to hold you off. If you're building your networks, you're going to end up meeting with a decision maker. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's the great thing with LinkedIn is that you can identify the decision maker because it's going to say that that's the purchasing agent. It's the HR director. You know who that person is, and you're not getting fooled.
All right. You know what? On the other side of the break, pet peeves. What's your pet peeve of today? Networking squared.